Good evening. This is Capital Talk. The Middle East is at war, and today it got worse. Iran has been struck, Lebanon has been bombed, and the FBI is now investigating a shooting on American soil as a possible act of terrorism linked to this very conflict. 3 fronts, 1 broadcast. Let's begin. We begin in Iran. The joint American-Israeli military operation, codenamed Operation Epic Fury, entered its 3rd consecutive day this morning. And with every passing hour, the scale of destruction is becoming clearer. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is dead. 3 American soldiers have been killed in action. Over 555 Iranians have lost their lives. More than 1,000 Iranian targets have been struck. This is no longer a strike. This is a full-scale war. On Saturday morning, February 28th, President Trump posted on Truth Social at 2 a.m. no press conference, no congressional consultation, no advance warning to allies, announcing the United States and Israel had launched a massive military campaign against Iran. The Pentagon officially named it Operation Epic Fury. Israel called their portion Operation Roaring Lion. In the attack the Pentagon called Operation Epic Fury, the United States, along with Israel, launched a major strike on Iran, bombing sites in Tehran and other cities across the country. Hundreds of targets were hit in the opening hours: government ministries, intelligence headquarters, military command centers, missile manufacturing facilities, and naval installations. The strike stretched from Tehran in the north all the way to Iran's southern coastline. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed following the attack launched by the U.S. and Israel on Saturday. The Iranian government announced 40 days of national mourning. The death of Khamenei, who ruled Iran since 1989, is the single most consequential event in the country's modern history since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. He was 86 years old. He was struck in Tehran in the opening hours of the campaign. Iranian state television anchors wept on air as they made the announcement. The CIA had tracked Khamenei's location for several months before the strike that killed him, according to a person familiar with the matter. Iran has now entered a constitutional and political crisis simultaneously with a military one. A leadership council composed of President Masoud Pezeshkian, the judiciary chief, and a member of the powerful Guardian Council has temporarily assumed the duties of supreme leader. A transfer of authority with no clear precedent in the Islamic Republic's 47-year history. 3 U.S. servicemen have been killed, the first American casualties since the start of Operation Epic Fury on Saturday. Another 5 soldiers were critically injured, according to U.S. Central Command. Trump paid tribute to the 3 killed as true American patriots, but warned there will likely be more casualties, saying that's the way it is. He confirmed strikes will continue until all objectives are achieved. He estimated the campaign will last approximately 4 to 5 weeks. Iran's response has been fierce and wide-reaching. On the morning of March 1st, Iran launched missiles and drones targeting Israel, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia simultaneously. 8 countries hit in a single night. Iran demonstrated it can strike in every direction at once. Airports across the Gulf were disrupted. More than 14,000 flights were canceled or rerouted worldwide. Thousands of travelers remain stranded across 3 continents. The IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi confirmed the agency cannot reach Iranian nuclear authorities and has been unable to verify the status of Iran's nuclear sites since the operation began. He stated the agency cannot rule out a possible radiological release, with consequences serious enough to require evacuating areas as large as major cities. That single statement sent alarm bells ringing in capitals across Europe, Asia, and the Americas. As if one front was not enough, a second one opened this morning. Hezbollah, Iran's most powerful regional proxy based in Lebanon, broke the ceasefire it had been holding since November 2024 and attacked Israel directly. Israel responded with its most intense bombardment of Beirut since the 2024 war. The conflict has now physically spread from Iran to Lebanon, and it shows no sign of stopping there. Shortly after 1 a.m. local time, air raid sirens screamed across northern Israel. The threat was not from Iran this time. It was from Lebanon. Hezbollah's attack on Israel broke the ceasefire that had been in effect since November 2024, the first time the group had struck Israel since that agreement. The group declared the attack was revenge for the killing of Supreme Leader Khamenei, calling it an act of defense for Lebanon and its people. Israel's response was immediate and devastating. Lebanon's health ministry confirmed at least 31 people were killed and 149 wounded in the Israeli strikes that followed Hezbollah's rocket fire. About two-thirds of the dead were in southern Lebanon. IDF spokesman Brigadier General Effie Diffrin said at a press conference, Hezbollah opened fire. It chose to start a campaign. It will pay a heavy price. He confirmed the IDF struck dozens of command centers and rocket launch sites, including in Beirut. We struck senior commanders, among the last remaining top officials still alive in that organization. Israel issued evacuation orders to more than 50 villages in South Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz declared Hezbollah chief Naim Qassem a marked target for elimination. An Israeli security source confirmed the new offensive may include a ground invasion. In a remarkable development, Lebanon's own elected government, constitutionally separate from Hezbollah, openly condemned the rocket fire from its own soil. Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam called it an irresponsible and suspicious act that gives Israel pretexts to bomb Lebanon. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun warned the country must not be dragged into regional proxy conflicts. Lebanon did not choose this war. Its civilians are paying for it anyway. 31 people are dead this morning who had no vote in Hezbollah's decision to break the ceasefire. That is the cruelest mathematics of proxy warfare. The war also brought one of its deadliest civilian strikes yet deep inside Israel itself. Israeli emergency services confirmed a barrage of Iranian missiles struck residential buildings in Beit Shemesh. Israel's official Magen David Adom Emergency Medical Service confirmed 9 people were killed and 45 wounded in the strike. Among those confirmed dead, Ronit Elimelech, an emergency service volunteer, killed alongside her mother Sarah. 16-year-old Gavriel Baruch Ravak was also among the victims. The missile did not hit a military installation. It struck a synagogue and the adjacent bomb shelter built to protect the people inside it, while those people were inside. This was the deadliest single strike on Israeli civilians since the operation began. And now, from the United States. The war overseas may have already arrived on American streets. In Austin, Texas, a gunman opened fire outside a popular bar on Saturday night, killing 2 people and wounding 14 others. The FBI is now investigating it as a potential act of terrorism, and the evidence they found on the suspect points directly toward the conflict in the Middle East. Just before 2 a.m. on Sunday, 911 callers began reporting a shooting on 6th Street in downtown Austin, one of the city's most popular nightlife destinations. The shooting happened outside Buford's Backyard Beer Garden at the intersection of West 6th and Rio Grande Streets. Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis said the suspect drove around the block near the bar several times before firing at people from his vehicle with a pistol. He then drove west, parked, exited with a rifle, and continued shooting at people walking by. Officers confronted him and returned fire, killing the suspect. 3 people died and 14 were hospitalized. The suspect was among the dead. 3 of the 14 hospitalized are in critical condition. The first paramedic arrived within 57 seconds of the first 911 call. The suspect has been identified as 53-year-old Ndiaga Diagne, a naturalized U.S. citizen originally from Senegal who became a citizen in 2013. What the FBI found on and around him elevated this instantly from mass shooting to terrorism investigation. The gunman was wearing clothes with an Iranian flag design and the words, "Property of Allah." The FBI is investigating the shooting, which erupted a day after the U.S. and Israel launched their attack on Iran as a potential act of terrorism. FBI acting special agent in charge Alex Doran stated there were indicators on the subject and in his vehicle that indicate a potential nexus to terrorism. It's still too early to make a determination on that. Texas Governor Greg Abbott directed increased patrols on 6th Street and issued a direct warning to anyone who thinks about using the current conflict in the Middle East to threaten Texans. Texas will respond with decisive and overwhelming force. Let us be precise about what we know and what we do not. 2 people are dead. 14 are wounded. The suspect is dead, killed by police who arrived in under 60 seconds. The FBI has found indicators of a terrorism link. What we do not yet know is whether this was a coordinated act directed by a foreign power, lone wolf radicalization, or something else entirely. The investigation is live. We report what is confirmed, not what is speculated. 3 fronts, 3 continents. One war that started on February 28th and is already reshaping the world. Iran is burning. Beirut is bombed. And a bar in Austin, Texas, is a crime scene with a terrorism investigation attached to it. The missiles will fly again tonight. The investigations will continue. And we will be here with the facts, with the names, with the verified numbers. Stay safe. This has been your complete international news broadcast for Monday, March 2nd, 2026.